What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Saucy Podcast. As you can tell, I do not have my colleague Scooter, but I have with me in the house bare knuckle fighter, MMA fighter, Jerome the Hatchet Hatch. What's up, my boy? Say again?
I said, I appreciate you having me on, man. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem, not a problem. I want to tell you when I saw you fight in Jacksonville at that bare knuckle event. Was it a backyard brawl or something like they call it?
Yeah, BYB. Yep.
Yeah, with Dada 5000.
Yes, sir.
Your fight had some of those punches. My wife, she said she had to turn her head. She was like, they are beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And your your fight style that night, you just put your head down and you just kept moving forward. You never backed up. Like you were swinging for the fences. And I was like, and you did that shit for 5 rounds. So I
Yeah.
got to know what the hell is that cardio regimen, my boy?
So I do a lot of stuff, especially as far as like I live in Utah now, so my elevation's up there. So I'm training at higher altitude, but yeah, for the most part, it's just we did that, and I got every time you know watching that fight, every time I'd get inside because he was a lot longer and a lot taller than me, and so I
Yeah.
knew I had to get in on the inside of him. And every time I'd go to get in, he would catch me at the 1 or 1-2, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Nothing like it wasn't really powerful, but it was just enough to start. I mean, bare knuckles. I mean, it lumps you up. So
Yeah.
but it got to the point where every time I'd get in there, he would wrap up on me and he'd hold the ropes, and so
Yep.
that ref was a boxing ref, so he would break it up right away. Versus, I kept trying to work the inside to where it takes away his leverage,
Yeah.
and but they kept breaking it up and separating us. So finally, it was like, fuck it, man. So I just had to duck my head down and trying to break his hand with the top of my forehead, which sounds, but that's the only way to get in. Is
Yeah.
trying to headbutt his fist to get in. And that's just, I have no quit in me. I don't. I will always keep moving forward. So,
So how old are you? How old are you?
37, buddy. So
37. Yeah, I turned 46 this year. So
yeah,
I was I'm a little long in the tooth. I can't be doing all that shit.
yeah. No, I got a few years left in me. I said I'd hang it up at 200 fights, and I wasn't looking at it right. I thought it was my 190th, and that was actually my 180th walk.
Oh shit,
So
you got 20 something left?
yeah, yeah. So I was like, well, I mean, if I can get, when I take my health a lot more seriously, I could probably get my 5 years, get my 200.
Hell yeah.
So
And that's a damn feat in itself. Especially if you're
yeah,
going bare knuckle, because that shit ain't no joke.
no, and usually I'm able to finish them pretty quick. But like I said, I mean, he did well and executed his plan. And I was pretty bummed out with the way the thing was being refed, but it was my fault for leaving it in that circumstance.
Yeah, to me it could have went either way. I mean, it was a pretty
Yeah,
close fight.
I've watched it, and I'm actually tallying everything up. And right now, I mean, I've landed, not, I mean, to his body, significantly strikes. I've landed almost twice the amount of him, and I'm only in the fourth round.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's
doing
kind of
work on his
a
body for sure.
yeah, and it's just to try to stay up. But I mean, to stay inside. But when you keep getting broken up, man, it was aggravating. Um,
So when you got into MMA, what got you into? Did you get an MMA first, or did you get into boxing first, or
No, I did MMA, man. I got picked up a lot. I grew up fighting in the streets, and I kind of got picked up and kept getting assault charge after assault charge and get dropped. Could be like one or two or three, four different guys. I was just testing myself, and I got picked up when I was 18 for something I did when I was 17. And the judge just told me, he said, "Hey, you're an adult now." He said, "Next time I see you in here," he's like, I will throw the book at you. He said, "You will be put away for a long time. So whatever the hell you got kind of going on in your life, whatever you need." He
you
took
need
me
to
back
work
in
it
his,
out?
yeah, he took me back in his chambers, and he said that they have a place locally that does that stuff, and it was a Ultimate Combat experience, which was a little place here that did MMA in the bars, and I wasn't even old enough at that time. I was 18, so I had to. They did a couple at some schools, so I was able to get in on those and started fighting and making money doing it. I've been just crossed over 19 years a few months ago, and it's always been a hobby. It's done me well, and I bought a house in Texas with the money, and so
Hell
it's
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just been extra money, man. So
So what do you do in your full time?
well, I was doing iron work, coming up doing that blue collar way, and then when I left Texas and come back home to Utah, I had a little baby, so I moved back, and
Congratulations on that.
yeah, thanks, man. We got a 12-year gap, but so
Shit, mine's bigger than yours, son. I got a
damn,
21-year-old from my first one, and I got 7-year-old twins with this one.
woo, hell yeah,
And she wants, and my wife now, she wants another baby. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna be raising kids my entire life.
yeah. Let's talk about the fuck around, and find out, right?
Yeah, they gonna know my name firsthand when I walk into Disney. You've
Hell
been
yeah,
coming to shit for 20-something years.
right? No, that's funny, man. Yeah, I was like, cool. Well, and so I moved back and started my business here, and just been really trying to grow that and putting a lot of stuff into it and emphasizing it, and really dedicating a lot of time. And I've been fighting a lot since I've been back the last year and a half. Even before I moved back, the last year and a half, I've been pretty consistent 2 years to fighting every 2 months.
Dude, I
So
saw, I don't know if it was on your Instagram or YouTube, but it was a trilogy fight that you had. And I think it might have been the first fight y'all had. The dude that had the Russian stars on his shoulders.
yeah,
Man, you floored that motherfucker.
yeah. No, I folded him like laundry, buddy. That
Dude,
actually won. That won 2023's Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame Knockout of the Year. So I got to go out there
son, that
to
he
New York.
folded like a cheap ass Walmart lawn chair, son. I was
Yeah,
like, God dang.
yeah.
I'm
No,
really
that's the one I
surprised.
won.
Was that the first fight?
Yeah, that's the one I won the world title down in Dubai with. So that's where I
And that
won
son
that
bitch want
title.
to fight you again?
Yeah, yeah, and
I
he'd
don't
come
hell
back,
no, I
man.
don't want that smoke.
Yeah, and he was pretty. He's determined, man. I like the hell out of him. Actually, we've got to know each other pretty well. Obviously, after 3 fights,
Yeah.
um, but
Y'all made some
I'm
money
not a.
together, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know shit. Yeah, I mean, I've got. I kind of see where I'm fucking up. I've been teaching boxing classes, along with stuff for my business and kids, trying to restore the values which I think that we've lost in this country.
You ain't
So
lying.
yeah, so I've been versus bitching about it, trying to do something about it. So we're helping kids, do that, and learn life skills, for changing oil, changing tires, tool recognition, how to build stuff, how to read tape measures, just things, but everything's through health and fitness. That way, these kids understand the importance of it.
Oh
The
yeah,
building
I'm hard
muscle
as
and
shit on my kids.
yeah, and I mean you got to be. But you see a lot of people, and that was even a post I did today. It was about everybody else says I'll do anything with my kids, but yet you won't feed them right.
Right.
Everybody wants to be. A big problem we have is people families aren't together, and so each parent tries to play who's going to be the favorite and who's going to be the Disneyland mom, Disneyland dad. But really, you're just fucking
Yep.
hurting the kids. So they need that
That's a
consistency.
that's a big thing that happened with my son with my previous.
Yeah,
Uh he's 21 years old. He's been enabled his entire life by his mama. You know, he's done been hired and fired so many times, still lives at home with her, has no like he's 21, but he's got like the mentality of a 14-year-old.
yeah, because he never
And
went through anything difficult because his mama never let him.
it drives me insane because every time he came to my house, it was always like, all right, make your bed, clean your
Yeah,
room, do
absolutely.
this. You had to earn everything.
Yeah,
Now it's just like everything's just given to him.
yeah. Kids naturally. I mean, we're humans, right? We're going to gravitate
Right.
to the easiest stuff, and that's why you even see a lot of these blue collar jobs. That they're going to shit. They say the numbers are saying for every 5 people that are retiring, there's only 2 people that are coming up learning it. So
Mm-hmm.
like the iron work or the electricians or the plumbers, the heating and back, HVACs, people like that shit's that's where you should be able to make easy 100 grand there. You know what I mean? A year.
Yeah, I'm a land surveyor by trade.
Okay.
And there's not many people who want to stand out in the heat, don't want
Yep.
to cut line, don't want to have to deal with alligator, snake. Because I'm down here in Florida.
Yep.
People don't want to deal with bugs. Like it's
Exactly.
the pussification of America.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So
So,
that's what we're trying to change, and
I
trying
got
to
a
show these
question.
guys.
I got a
Yes,
question.
sir.
Biden or Trump?
Oh, Trump, dude. Trump, man. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. You know what, man? People want to say, I respect everybody's opinions, but I'd like to talk to them. I
Oh
like
yeah,
to actually legitimately know. I don't want to hear no bullshit because, and every time I've talked to any Biden supporter, which I mean, they're very obsolete, which is, weird. But
right.
anytime I ever talk to them, it's like they get all loud, they get obnoxious, and it's like, I just like to tell my kids, you know, when you're trying to explain stuff to people, I said it's better just to just leave it alone and say, okay, you're entitled to your opinion. That's what's good, great about this country. But when you try to explain something like that to somebody, it's like a bee trying to explain to a fly why honey's better than shit.
Right.
So
And like, what I don't get is like when you talk to Biden supporters. I remember back in the day, man, you didn't talk about religion, you didn't talk about politics and
mhm.
everything. And you didn't talk about how much money you made. Now everybody boasts about how much money they make, who they're fucking voting for, and my religion is better than your religion.
Yep.
And to me, um, anytime you talk to somebody that's a Biden supporter, they're like you said, they do all the barking, but they don't have no substance to what they're saying. Like
Yep.
they don't
They're
know.
not fact
They
based.
just want to attack Trump, but they don't know why they like Biden.
Exactly. That's the only thing. That's why people don't like Trump. It's like I don't even know why. Like, oh, he's arrogant. He's this. I'm like, he's from fucking New York, man. I said, even myself, man. Some of the times, I'm like, okay, just shut the mic off. But what the man does for this country and what he does for the American people, man, is he's done
What he
well
does for our
for us.
dollar.
Exactly. Now that's gone to shit. I mean, this is legitimately probably the biggest. Um, it is the biggest election that's coming up, man. I mean,
Oh, for sure, for
so
sure.
and there are things, I typically, I mean, everybody knows where I stand. I'm not shallow on it. People ask, I tell them, but it doesn't,
Oh yeah.
you know, and I am the first one to be. I mean, I wear my Trump socks when I go out there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that I do. I don't give a shit. But I mean, it's that's my right, and I respect yours, so respect mine.
Exactly. All right. So what? So you said you did. So you started as a teenager, getting in fights, and then
Oh, I
moved
grew
on
up
to
fighting my
MM.
entire life. I mean, I had a twin brother, so I mean, we grew
Oh
up fighting
shit!
each
There's
other.
two of y'all.
Oh yeah, yeah. He looks
Does
like
he
Maui
fight?
off Moana. He used to. Yeah, he
You,
used to.
my
So
brother-in-law looks like Maui from Moana.
yeah, he's got the
Got the
long
long
hair.
ass
Yeah,
hair, tatted
yeah. He
up.
looks. Yeah, he looks Polynesian, man. But it's my twin brother, so it's
Yeah,
crazy.
my brother-in-law, he's about as wide as he is tall. He's only like 5'10". Him and my sister about the same damn height. I'm 6'6", so I'm
Yeah.
6'6". My brother's 6'2", 6'3", and my sister's like 5'10". But my brother-in-law Eric, him and my brother did powerlifting for a while, and shit, he was like my brother. If you look at my brother, he's built like you. He looks the part. You got that perfect V shape, big ass arms, trap, shoulders, all that. Looks like he could bench press a house. But my brother-in-law, he is the part. That son of a bitch is the strongest human being I've ever met in my life. Like when he grabs your hand, like you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just I think in this past year he's been doing jujitsu. I would love to see him do a competition because at his size and his agility, he would go up quick.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because many big dudes, I did jujitsu for a while. There's not many big dudes that can move.
No, no, and if you're agile, man, you can take it a long way, and it doesn't matter like how big you are. If you can legitimately train athletically, then you can be you can be someone to reckon with. You know what I mean? Like there is no
Shit, even
bullshit.
a brown belt would. Oh hell, a
Oh yeah,
purple belt would wear somebody's ass out in the street.
yep,
Hey, I've been
absolutely.
choked out by a damn purple belt.
Yeah, and I, it's funny is I grapple often, and I don't have a
Best
belt. I
exercise
don't.
ever.
I just yeah. I don't. I've never tested. I've never, but I've trained with the best. Trained a bunch of black belts, and I do. I'll submit them. I'll submit blue belts, brown belts. But I've never tested, because I've always been gone, man. I'd leave for work and I'd come back, and I always had a home. My coaches always let me
There
in
you go.
there, and so but they were understanding. Like I had to leave to take care of my family, so that's what I did.
So you say you do iron work. Like what kind of iron work do you do?
So I used to do the industrial iron work. So like power plants, ethanol plants,
Oh,
the
okay.
power, yeah, stuff like that. Power plants, just cement plants. We'd go in and do the big industrial stuff, and then we got into the um, like the plants as far as refineries and things like that. When I went down to Texas and did ACC units for the powerhouses and all the structural stuff that way. I mean, the difference between that, and like the ones that the commercial, like the steel buildings for your targets or your schools are red iron, and they may weigh 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds at the max, maybe 2,000, which I doubt. I've never seen one that big. But and then these ones that we're hanging are 90 to 100,000 just columns, and they're like they're just big.
I get on those damn I get on those TikTok kicks and
Yeah.
YouTube kicks like barn dominiums.
Oh man.
I'll get lost in the
Yep.
sauce watching them bitches, right? And I'm like, man, I want to get me one of them. And then I
Yep.
started pricing. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah. No, we're looking to do one. That's my next one. Is I want to do a barn dominium out here. So back in
Those things
Utah.
are so fresh,
Yes, sir.
so
Yeah.
dope, open. They just
Oh,
look
in all the
cool.
ways, man, dude. I can't believe the evolution of what they are building houses as far as insulation, all that stuff, man. Shit's unreal.
One of my survey crews down south, he was on a job. They were 3D printing a house out of
What?
concrete. Yep.
Nah, man.
They had this big ass machine set up, and that bitch was just just laying concrete. I'm like, what the hell?
Wow, dude, that is shit's trippy.
Oh, Pablo ain't gonna have a job here longer.
Yeah, that ain't no shit. Yeah, hear that, dude. And the funny thing is even leading up to that, you know, uh, I went out there and we were doing the weigh-in, and I went to talking a little bit of shit, and he
I was
didn't
gonna
speak
talk
any
about this
English.
too. I'm so glad you brought it up.
Yeah, so he was gonna bring he couldn't speak English, And dude, I'm so aggravated with that bullshit, dude. Because like even up here in Utah, man, dude, you go to I mean anywhere, and even that day, you go in anywhere, to a fucking Walmart or whatever. It's like, hey, do you know where this is? Oh, no, me speak English. I'm like, motherfucker, you work here. I
Right.
tried to help.
How'd you
I
get the
tried to help
job?
this lady. Yeah, I tried to help this lady out of the road, man. Her car broke down. Her and her husband's car had broke down. I was trying to explain to her that put it in neutral so I can push it and get her off the road so that way they're safe. Didn't know what I was saying. Couldn't. I'm like, so then I go in there to that, and that's why you can see it in my face. And I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, no English. I'm like, I was like, fuck, of course not, dude.
That was the best line I saw out of all the damn shit. Everything. He was like, "No speak English." I'm like, I bet you don't.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, man, this shit's just ridiculous, like it just fucking aggravates me. But it's, I mean, we're here and we're all here gonna coincide together, and I like it. But like, we have values, and I tell people like, before you come here, and if you're gonna live here and whatever, like for the other people, like they should have a value. Like the reason why we have so many other issues with the rape and the things that are happening from all these immigrants is our culture is way different. Like
Yep.
what may be good in their culture or okay it's not okay here. But now we just like look past it, turn our cheek, and it's
One
bullshit.
of the when a good thing about that is my wife watches like that 90 Day Fiance and shit like that.
Yeah.
And when they're overseas, like there's one now, like and it's almost like every damn well, I don't know why the women are because these dudes are not attractive at all. But like the guys from like India or Saudi Arabia, or you meet this man, he can talk all that shit he wants online, but then once you get over there and he wants you to conform to his
Yep.
culture, and okay, now you got to dress, you got to be clothed from the wrist to the ankles, can't show none of your body, have your hair up you, and then all of a sudden now you're gonna push back. Like you were all for it up until that point, and then
Exactly.
it will never work. There's too
Nope.
much of a cultural clash. You just can't do it.
Absolutely. And even like when I moved, from I was 18 years old, and I got out of school, and I fucking hit the road, and I went down to New Orleans and helped out with the Katrina and Rita cleanup and all that stuff. And that was a huge culture shock for me, going from Utah down to that. I mean, it was huge,
Oh yeah.
but it was such a big thing for me because it helped me grow so much. I flat out told my kids, if you're not in college, you're not doing shit with your life, then I'll give you $1,000 and you're going to go to some state where we have no family, and you have to fucking make it. You don't come back for a year. You can come back for the holidays, but you got to make it a year before you can come back. And then I'll give you a piece of the company and all that shit. But until you can go and grow up outside this bubble, man, nope, not doing it.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, my grandfather, he's in his 80s, I think. He left home when he was 13 years old, West Virginia. And he was headed
West by God,
north.
Virginia.
He worked for the Hetfields and the McCoys. But he was making his way north because he said everybody kept telling him that's where the work was. That's where the work was.
Yep.
Got picked up by some trucker who asked him what he was doing. He's I'm headed, because this is where they said up in Ohio. He's like, nah. He's like, your ass needs to join the military. He gets to Ohio, he joins the military. And then he lied about his age. So he was 17 years old, headed off to the Navy, and then fought in, wars and planes and this and that. I'm like, you can't even get a 13-year-old now to do jack shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people lie. People lie to, they used to lie to get into the army and fight for this country, and now they lie to fucking compete in women's sports. That's bullshit, man.
That's a whole thing there, boy. I want to fist fight these dudes.
Yeah.
That one, Leah Thomas, the swimmer. What a fucking joke.
Oh, dude. Yeah, the bad thing is the thing that pisses me off more than anything, more than all that shit, is that the women are having to stand up for themselves after so much push. Where are the fucking men at? Because everybody in society and women have made these men these docile creatures, not to mention, the government, what they put in our waters to I mean, did you know that in 2000, the year 2000, a 73-year-old man had the same testosterone as a 24-year-old male in 2024?
Damn.
Just because of what they're putting into the waters and all that shit, man. Dude, they're fucking us, man. Yeah, man. People, I went down them rabbit holes, man. I try not to talk too much about it, and I help people with all that stuff. Like, hey, you got to get here, you got to do this. I got sponsors and stuff, and all my sponsors are in line with the wellness and the values of what I believe in. And there's lots of evidence to go to that. And so I just
I told my wife, my wife was held, my son, he barely eats anything. All he wants to eat is damn chicken nuggets, fucking mac and cheese. I said, you got to quit giving him that processed shit. Yep. I was like, if he wants nuggets, we'll get damn chicken breast, chop it up, and then you can put breadcrumbs on it and throw that shit in the air fryer. At least then, it's not, at least somewhat what the hell he's eating.
Absolutely.
So, but he's gotten better now. He's, I made hamburgers. We got a big ass Blackstone on the back patio. I made some hamburgers last night. So he was the first one done with his.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. Yeah, people don't realize the importance of good clean meats. I mean, hell, even my son, since we moved up here, he's 15 and he was going through all of his, dude, he's just hitting puberty and everything. And but since we moved from Texas up to here, which he was really working out in Texas with me, and now he's got a gym pass, he does that, but I train him athletically. And I tell him how to do things athletically, not just muscle build, because he put on about 34 pounds in the last 10 months. So
damn.
it's like, dude, I mean, he's building, his body is in that prime state he's getting the good nutrition, good sleep, the good fluids, good stuff in his body, and hitting the gym and make sure he's getting his good rest. I mean,
All right.
it's an important thing. So
So as a fighter, are you on diet every day, or do you just diet, to cut weight, or like what's your like everyday diet compared to diet to try to cut weight?
no, I eat pretty clean. The only thing that really differs between whether I'm in a camp or I'm not, which I've been fighting, like I said, every 2 months. So I stay about 210, 215. And I fight at 205. So, I stay pretty consistent, but I also enjoy having my drinks with my friends, or enjoying a piece of cake or something or whatever after, a little dessert.
Being a
And
little
it's okay.
fatty.
Yeah, you know. And so I tell people, man, I'm like, I can show you how to like do everything and still live within your means, but still be able to live. I tell the
Yeah.
kids, I train girls like for a soccer academy. I'm like, girls, we still want you to be kids, but if you have a competition, if you have a game on Saturday, we're going to clean things up. On this day, this is what you're going to do, and as we clean and we flush out your body to get it ready. It's kids are very resilient, but it's like we still want you to be kids. But just because you're a kid, don't mean you should have 10 Dr. Peppers. Have one. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, still let your kid be a kid, but just limit it. You see
Right.
these kids, they're walking around, man. I see some people, man, and I have a hard time with it, man. I think that like obese kids, like really,
That's
really
all the
obese
parents'
kids,
fault. That's
yeah, I
all the
said,
parents'
dude, the
fault.
kids don't know. I said, I think it's child abuse, man. I honestly do, man. They don't understand, and doctors will tippy toe on telling somebody, hey, this is unhealthy. Like this is not right. This is not this because this is the health concerns you have here. High blood pressure at 12 years old. Like you should not be like, but
Yeah, no, that should, and it's all processed food.
yep,
That's all kids eat, man. It's processed food, and it is fucking them up. There's a show that
yeah,
I watched on Netflix, and it talks about um, food and how processed it is, and what it's doing to the human body. And um, this one guy came in, is like, if you just eat this, this, and this, you know. And the one kid, this one guy, his daughter was on the spectrum, like she was nonverbal, this and that. Same, all she wanted to eat was processed chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese. She would not eat nothing else. They went out to a farm, picked their cow out, had it slaughtered, had a freezer full of meat, ate nothing but fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables, and that the cow that they purchased, he said, yeah, she starved the first 2 days because she didn't want to eat
yeah,
it. He said, but then third day, she's eating steak, and then within 6 months, her attitude changed. She started voicing words, and she's like 6 or 7 years old, never spoke a day in her life, but now she's starting to try to like. He was like, it was such a shock to him that he was poisoning his daughter with what he was feeding her compared
yep,
to eating clean, and just it was like your body responds to it.
absolutely, yeah, 1,000%.
Shit, I used
There's
to be
so many things.
520 pounds.
Damn. Yeah, I had a cousin that was over five. I'm like, damn. And she's been working. She's, in the mid threes now, and so it's good. Now she's, she comes to us and we help her with her diet and we help her with all of her stuff, and it's been a good thing for her, and
I
her
was
kids. She's just trying.
I commented on. I see some posts sometimes. Like it's one of those like on Facebook, which fuck Facebook because they banned me
Right.
yesterday for some
Ah,
goddamn reason. So I had to go. I'm on my backup account right now called Barry McCockiner. So I'm on my backup right now. But like these groups, like these people that are overweight and they want to get the lap band and this and that. I every time I see one of those posts, I comment like, look, if you do not change your outlook on how you eat, that surgery will never work because your stomach will stretch right back out. Because I
yep.
had a cousin who had a lap band surgery. She lost the 60 pounds that she needed to have the surgery, but after she had the surgery, she didn't lose any more weight.
Yeah. They just think
It's a
that, oh, I'm just doing that. It's gonna do it. It's gonna do the work for me.
it's a
Everybody
you
wants
got
to
to
take a
change your
pill.
mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lifestyle, man.
Yep.
If you don't change your lifestyle, man, you're going to go right back to where you were, and
Yep.
it's sad. It's. But people, if they can't take a pill, or they can't, you do a surgery, they don't want to put in the work.
They're just quick fixes. Exactly. They don't want to sweat.
Yeah.
Heaven
So
forbid you get out there and sweat a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good for you. And, we help even couples, it's like, hey, just by going for a walk at night after dinner to let your food start to make it move around, start making your body process it. But
Shit, I
then
can't
you
do
have
that,
that
dog.
bond. Yeah. But then you have that bond with your wife or your kids or,
You
whatever,
know what kind
husband.
of bond I'm gonna have with my wife? She gonna have to block me while I'm taking a shit in the woods. Don't let nobody see me.
Hey, see, perfect. Now you can rely on her to do that.
Then you find out if she's the one or not.
Yeah,
Babe, bring me some
exactly.
TP.
Yeah.
Let me
But
get
that,
some
I mean,
sleeves off
that's
that
it,
shirt.
dude. Yeah, I love it. Hell yeah. Yeah, many times you see somebody roll up with no socks, no sleeves. Like, yeah, all
Mm-hmm.
right, buddy, come back to
Yeah, I
camp.
used to I grew up with horses, man. We'd be out there hitting them trails and old boo boo hit, boy. Next thing you know, you ain't got no socks.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah,
missing a sleeve. Like, oh, I know what he did.
yeah, yeah. That's funny shit. But
So
no,
what's
man, but yeah, as far as my diet, man, I eat pretty clean. So I don't really do. I know that when I do start 2 weeks out from my thing, 3 weeks out, um, I have a food meal prep place that I use. It's Mecca Meals, um, and like for like on your first order, you use code Hatch 25. They ship nationwide.
hell
And
yeah.
then anytime after that, what I mean. If you follow me on Facebook, I always put stuff up, for them. But God, I mean, you get all your macros, for your athletes and all that stuff. You're getting, 70 grams of protein per meal. Like it's like they don't mess around with it, and it's good, clean, and it's easy, it's fast. Even the guys that I used to work with, as far as like people that go do shutdowns and stuff. Like you don't. It was like, oh, I don't got time to eat clean up. Why not? You go and you spend $30 at a gas station, put the $30 towards some good food, good clean food, and you're gonna stay fuller longer, and it's healthy. So
I think all my
so I
brother eats during the week is chicken and rice.
yeah, yeah, and and there's, I mean, to be honest with you, there's better stuff than that. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of it's it's difficult because then you get burnt out on stuff. That's why I like to mix things up. We use a couple different things, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
I
Mecca
like to mix my
meals.
Patron with my spice rum.
That's right. Hell yeah, yeah. But no, it's
Yeah, that's how I lost all my weight. I was 520 pounds. I was still eating like I was still playing football, but I wasn't burning off the calories and I ballooned up real quick.
yeah,
Because when I played football, I was around 385 and I was way more fucking muscular.
yeah,
But
way more active.
oh yeah, so then I got out of that. I just had to make a choice. I stopped eating fried food, stopped eating that's when I found out I was diabetic. So I cut the sugar out, cut out the soda, drank nothing but water, Crystal Light. I tell everybody, man, if you just switch to baked, not fried, and frozen vegetables or fresh vegetables, nothing canned, fresh fruit, you know, and minimal exercise, even if it's like you said, just walking at night,
Yeah,
the weight will just come right off.
yep,
I mean, it won't
yeah,
come off as fast as you want it to be, but
yeah.
it'll eventually
And
it will come
but the
off.
more work, you put in, the faster it'll come off.
Yep.
So, but people don't realize that. We're looking to do a couple of things as far as we're trying to do calculations. To where we're going to charge some things for different weight losses and different things. So, um, yeah, we're just launching that. Actually, I just posted something today, first time. We're doing like online stuff, whether you're across the country or you're right here with us in person. So it's just whatever. But it's cool. That the company that I started, man, I'm really excited about it. So it's because it's all entails to helping people. And
Oh
then I
yeah.
also do something outside of stuff that is to help businesses to keep money in your pocket. Like I don't understand, man. People are so their ego, man. They're egotistical. People like never want to. Dude, if I could save money, why wouldn't I put aside 15, 20 minutes? If it doesn't
Yep.
cost nothing, I can save money. Why wouldn't I do it? But it's like, and I understand people. There's always like,
People feel like they can't be bothered.
yeah. It's like, I'm like, dude, whatever, man. Hey, it's fine. If you ever
You
need
don't like
help,
money?
I'm here. Yeah.
You don't like money?
It,
Go vote for Biden.
yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Right. Yeah. So, but no, man,
So what's
it's great.
give to get back to food. So, what would be the last thing you ate before a fight, and what's the first thing you eat after a fight?
Well, I always eat a pretty stacked protein meal right before, about 2 hours before I fight, um, with some pretty good carbs, complex carbs and stuff, to where I got fuel throughout the fight and into the night.
Well, that shit paid off
Afterwards,
because you went 5 rounds.
oh yeah, shit. The one 2 months ago, I went 5 minute rounds in my title defense for MMA 205. Holding light heavyweight title there, and just went
Damn.
25 minutes. So and that one was 15. So and people were just like, "Holy shit, man! I don't see it." And I just keep fucking moving forward, man. Always. So you can't be nothing that's relentless, And it, like, eventually, that's why even that guy kept just hanging on. He'd do it and he'd just hang
Yep.
on. He didn't want, fuck you. I'm still coming at you, buddy.
I really wish that
So
damn referee would have let y'all fight out the damn clinch.
yeah, no, and they're
Yeah,
supposed to. That's
let them
part of the
box.
fuck.
Shit.
That is the biggest thing with BYB is you're supposed to be able to work in the clinch. And even like, just because I ain't got his head up, don't mean I ain't working them guts with both hands.
Yeah.
So, dude, I've
Supposed to
watched
be
that
pissing
fight a
blood.
couple times, and I'm like, fuck, yeah, man, it bugs. It really bugs. But, I was painted out to be from that clip. Dude, I'm the biggest racist fucking Dana White looking motherfucker. Blah, blah. But it's funny, they want to sit there and call me some honky, some hig, this and that. And I'm like, I said nothing. I'm actually fixing to post something and say, what exactly is racism to you guys? You know what I mean? Y'all are a bunch of fucking retards.
Right.
So, but it's just like, I honestly could give two shits less, man. I really don't care what people think.
Well, it ain't like you discriminate. You fight anybody.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, exactly.
Discrimination's illegal.
Dude, my twin brother looks Mexican. My whole family's Mexican. Like that whole side. Like, dude, I'm a half breed Mexican. You know what I mean? My twin brother got all the color. Like he looks.
He's like, damn, they bought some of that tan, bro.
Yeah, I tell him, but he came out the wrong hole. So, but
damn, old doo-doo stain.
Oh yeah. But
that's
no,
great,
man. Just yeah, and again, like that's why I laugh, because of the society and how everybody uses words, when they don't know. They use racist, narcissist, fucking stupid.
Bring the bully
shit,
back.
Man. Yeah,
bring the bully back.
And that's the thing, man. I tell people, man, because I do the stuff I do for my businesses as I help kids, like anti-bullying, to stop bullying. But how do you stop a bully? You know what I mean? You make yourself undeniably. They're Peter.
Oh shit, we losing? No, come back. Nope. Oh, there he is. Yep.
Hello.
I can hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
You're frozen.
There you are.
You're froze.
You're finally moving.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
No. I can hear you.
Everything's showing is working on my end.
It is. Can you see me?
Hello?
No. Damn it, man. That was such a good interview. Maybe he'll join back up so we can finish this up. But yeah, I want to ask. I bet he eats something. I bet he eats something light after a fight. Because I don't know if after a fight, I don't know if I'd want to eat anything really. I'd probably want to drink. Let me get all that liquor. Maybe he'll take that he'll join back with that link. There he is.
It got me now. Dude, I don't know what the hell happened. I had a call come in, I cleared it, pushed decline, and then
I said, see ya.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, man.
That's all good. So what's the meal you eat after a fight?
I'll eat small, just a small little meal with high protein and a beer.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I was saying while you were reconnecting, I was like, I bet he don't eat that much after a fight. I was like, man, I think I'd want a drink.
Yep. No, I typically don't, especially when I do it for, because that meal that I got is good. Like I'll get me just whether it's little finger food or something, but just something a little more high in protein. Whether it's you know, little chicken wings or something. But I do. I'll drink me a beer. I like
I'd
to have
have
me
me
a
a
beer.
couple hard boiled eggs waiting for me.
Oh yeah, no, hey, that's good, man. Yeah, that's good stuff. So
So what's the I like talking about shit like most people don't ask. Like, so what was the biggest payday you got?
who, um, all in all, and with sponsors and everything out the door, sponsors, ticket sales, everything. The biggest one I got was a little over 30.
Shit, yeah. I don't let
So
them out. We going on a cruise.
yeah, oh, it's great, man. And
All
that's the
drinks
thing.
on me.
But even like here in Utah, man, I legitimately have the biggest, um, most loyal fan base here. So when I fight,
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, I'm selling, 20,000, 30, 20. The last one I did just sold $24,000 worth of tickets, just out of $40 tickets, not counting the
Damn.
tables, and you know what I mean. So yeah, we sold upward 30,000, $30,000 in tickets. So
Hell yeah.
with everything, so yeah, so it was a big deal, man.
So it pays to be the hometown boy.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to bring BYB here, man. I've been trying to get him to come here, dude. I'm like, dude, you guys have no idea. They said, oh, we just want a venue for this. I'm like, let's fucking do it, man. You don't realize when BKFC came here to Utah, they gave me some tickets, and I showed up and went to the event, and I was wearing all my BYB stuff because I just won the Police Gazette, that world title, and everybody looked around and said, "You're not fighting?" I said, "No." I said, "We thought bare knuckle, you'd be fighting." I said, "No." So I said, "This ain't the little triangle. This is." I'm like, "Yeah." So I started telling BYB, I'm like, "Dude, they want that triangle." So
That
everybody here,
triangle was dope. When I first saw it, I was like, man, this is gonna be gimmicky as fuck. But
yeah,
then I saw it and I saw the first fight. I said, these motherfuckers have nowhere to run.
exactly.
It's like
Yeah,
fighting in a phone booth.
absolutely. Yep,
I was
and
like, I
that's why
love
I
that.
like it because I can cut them off. But
Yeah.
when you have a ref that's a boxing ref that just every time you break up, he wants to break you up. It was pretty difficult. It's kind of a. I still thought that I did enough, and even watching the fight, I've watched it a few times. And I don't see how they gave it to him as far as I mean, other than damage, from what it looks
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of one of them things. Like, well, but that's why you don't leave it in the hands of the judges. But, it is what it is. I just got to fucking, I've realized what I've been doing wrong. With me teaching the boxing and everything else, it's different. I teach it. I'm going in. I'm trying to fight these boxers and trying to fight them at their game. And
Right.
I'm a brawler. I'm not a boxer. But
So who you got in that fight? I might be photographing this fight, but the Jake Paul Platinum Perry fight, the boxing match.
oh, I think Jake Paul beat him.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think Mike Perry's that good, man. To be honest with you,
He's just a
I think
scrappy
that's.
son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But like even, and there's like if BKFC got away from the Police Gazette, and it was a smart business move because they got away from that a couple of years ago because that was the one title that brought all bare knuckle together. And
Okay.
say they have Mike Perry, they're paying 500 grand, or a million or whatever they're paying this guy, and you
It's
got
like
somebody
per
that comes
fight,
in,
right?
yeah, and so you got some guy that comes in making 10, 7, 20, something way fucking lower and just knocks this dude out. That diminishes their entire,
Oh shit. That
what they're doing.
what's his name? He destroyed was it Elite XC or something like that when he beat
Oh,
Kimbo?
yeah.
The whole that shit, that was the last fight for him.
Yeah.
That is shut down shop because they brought in some dude as a a fill-in because I think he was supposed to fight Shamrock that night. So
Yeah.
they brought in this dude, got pink hair, comes in and just fucking stones Kimbo.
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
well,
And
there goes
that's
this
what
promotion.
it is. Yeah. I mean, it's, they can fucking, they can lose a lot, and I mean, and I don't know, the whole gist behind their stuff. They've contacted me many times, and I have utmost respect for all promotions, so I try not to say negatively about any of them, but it makes sense of why they would get away from that. But again, it's just speculation. I have no
They got
idea.
some big. Well, hell, now Connor bought it. They're gonna have some huge sponsorships in that
Well,
place.
and it kind of goes both ways too. Yeah, oh, dude, like that's a freaking awesome move, financially for him. Mike Perry's, a part owner. Like, dude, these guys are getting some money behind them. But you look at it one of two ways: either like, why are they needing all this funding, or like maybe people just want in on it because it's growing
Yeah,
that fast. So it's
I
kind
went
of like,
to when Jorge brought the bare knuckle MMA to Jacksonville. I photographed that event,
yeah,
and that was you didn't have no eye pokes. When somebody got hit, you knew it,
yeah,
and like there was like instant down. I was like, bare knuckle MMA would be way bigger if he had more money in it. I mean, he had JDS versus Verdum, which was a great fight. But I mean, I don't know how much those dudes made that night
interesting.
because that place wasn't because they did it at the arena. He should have done it at the Prime Osborne, smaller venue. He could have packed that bitch out, but he did it at the arena. God knows how much that cost to rent out. And you didn't, it wasn't packed. It wasn't, sold out.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the camera angles they used made it look like it was, but it wasn't.
yeah,
But bare knuckle MMA was that shit was pretty dope.
hell yeah. I'd like to see that. That'd be awesome.
It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'll throw my name in the hat for that one.
yeah, yeah. I'll have to reach out there.
So what you said? What 30 grand for the biggest payday? Shit, I wouldn't know
Yeah,
what to do with
little,
30 grand. They just
yeah,
dropped it in my
a little
lap.
more. Yeah, a little more. So yeah, that was and dude, that's a good. I mean, that was a good one. Um, but it's kind of and then you get, and the good thing is like you get bonuses for fight of the night, knockout of the night, stuff like that. Like you get, they do have things which that's one thing I do appreciate with BYB too is that they have that stuff and they are like a little family. They treat your
Yep.
guys, man, just like your family, dude. They're a fucking great organization. Um, I
Shit.
mean,
Oh,
hell,
Dada looks like he can still go.
yeah, yeah. I mean, hell, even when I went to Dubai, they was like, yeah, we'd do this, like, you know, bring whoever, like whatever. And so I'd asked them to bring my fiance, and so they was like, yeah, we'll do that, and they just took it out of the pay. They paid for a trip, which I was gonna, but they're like, well, we can pay for it. That way you're right next to each other because we're buying yours, and then we'll take it out of the pay or however you want to do that. But they were just so willing to work with me. I'm like, fuck. I could pay for it, but if you're willing to do it that way, then yeah, great. They were just.
How long is a flight to Dubai?
It was I think 18 hours,
God
16, 18
almighty.
hours. Yeah, but that was from Houston. Yeah, because I was living in Texas at the time, right
Okay.
outside Houston. So
See, it comes back to shitting in the woods, dog. I can't fit in a plane shitter, dog.
yeah.
I'd be Andre
Oh,
the Giant shitting in a
this plane
bucket in
was
the
huge,
back.
man. Oh yeah, Emirates, man. That plane was huge, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a bar
I
and
need me
everything
some
on
elbow
top.
room when I'm in there. You know what I
Oh, I hear that. Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's funny because dude, every time I fly one of them little, when I mean big airlines, but little planes, I'm pretty broad, and I'm still, but and it's always you always have that little wanting to like throw their weight around and shit. And I'm like, listen,
Oh yeah.
motherfucker. I'm like, well, we're good, dude. Don't sweat it. But it's funny because like they'll try to like elbow me off. And I just let it, and I just put my elbow right on top of theirs. I'm like, fuck, you do that, man. Whatever. No fucks.
I
I'm not gonna
guarantee you
fight
my
with you.
arm's heavier than yours.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight with you. I'll just put mine on top of yours, buddy.
That's funny.
So,
So how was it like fighting overseas?
Dude, it's cool, man. It was a great experience. I would love to. I mean, I would never pay to go back there because I was able to see it. It was a bucket list thing of mine with all the structures and just the design and stuff like because that's what
Fucking Abu
I've
Dhabi's
done.
off the chain.
Yeah, and it was just like fuck, man. Like, it's checked off the list. You know what I mean? So but London was cool too. But I mean, I would go back there again. I just wouldn't personally pay my own money to go back just because
Right.
I'd seen what they had to offer. I went to the tallest building in the world. I wanted to see the Burj Khalifa. That was my thing.
That's sick.
So go all the way to the top, have a beer up top. It was cool.
But look at this bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And they say everything's bigger in Texas. Bullshit. Look at this
yeah.
damn building.
Oh yeah. That's what I'd always tell people too. It's like, you ain't from these parts. I'm like, nope. They say
Oh, I
everything's
know.
bigger
As
in
soon as I
Texas.
heard my voice, they would know exactly where I'm from.
Yeah,
You
like
from the South.
right? Exactly. Now so I'm always like yes sir, no sir, yes man. My kids are, and everybody's like, oh, military or what? I'm like, no, no sir. I'm been down south last
Better
7
home
years.
training.
Yeah. So
because I'm the same way with my kids. Yes sir, no, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. And the other day, she was out somewhere with them when I was doing something, and a lady was like, "Oh, uh, you're raising your kids right. They have." She's like, "Yeah, yeah. That's if they don't, they get their ass tore up."
absolutely.
So,
Yep. They better get their ass that door to hold it open for a woman.
yep.
So
That's one thing I'm working on my son because he's like for him everything's a race. He's got to be the first one through the door. I'm like, no, 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 no. I said, you touch that door, you better be holding it for your mom and your sister.
absolutely.
So he's
Yep.
getting better.
Yeah, and I even the girls in my class, the same thing I taught my daughter. I'm like, when you go out on a date, when you're at that age, man, you guys can control these men. You set the standard on your first date. If you're going to go out to eat, or he picks you up, you better come to the door, or you ain't going with him. He better bring you a flower, or you ain't going with him. He better get your door, and if he don't, so what if he doesn't? My daughter says, what if he doesn't get my door? She says, you fucking stand there. Make his ass get out of that car, come open your door. He will know that is a standard to date you at that time. And it'll change the whole dynamic of your relationship.
I tell my daughter all the time, I was like, when you're old enough to date, I was like, if he don't treat you the way I treat your mama, fuck him.
Yep.
He ain't worth a shit.
Nope. And that's a good thing, because good parents, good dads, they set that standard. They set that standard for the boys to be men, who they want, and they set the standard for the men that their daughter should look for. So
I don't even want to think about my daughter dating. That pisses me off just thinking about it.
It was difficult, buddy. She's almost 21 now, but
yeah, I got one. I still got one. Like I'm out of work right now because I got to have rotator cuff surgery. But I still feel like I got one good overhand right left in me, and I'm saving that motherfucker.
I hear that.
Because there's gonna be a dude that comes along. They're gonna need that. He's gonna need some at right.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm saving it for me. That I'm gonna break my size 15 off in his ass.
There you go. Hell yeah. Yeah, little bastard deserves it.
Yeah, kids will have you acting different. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, that ain't no shit.
So what's your next fight?
I've already got calls for another one, and going into that last one, so I on the one before that, 2 months before, I got a bridge. I got a shin right across the nose, so I went in to make sure that everything was good, and everything was fine. But my nasal cavities was kind of crushed a little bit, but it wasn't from the fight. It just been from 18, 19 years of fighting. Just slowly. So I went in. They actually numbed me up, and they broke my nose, got it set right, and I could breathe. So which was weird. I didn't think that it was that bad. Well, then I went to when I went in there. I always cracked my cartilage before the fight. That way my eyes water in the back versus in the ring. And I went to grab my nose, and it was tender. And I looked at my coach. I'm like, fuck. I said, if it gets hit, I said, when it gets hit, it's going to break. And it was the first time. And it was the first time I'd ever had it. Ever had it broken in fucking 180 fights. And it was only because it was already broke. it was already
But you win
pre-broke.
it.
So,
You win that last fight with a broken nose.
yes, sir.
Damn, son.
So, yeah, I didn't give it
Well, we
enough
weren't
time
pulling out though.
to
We was
heal
gonna get
up.
that check.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, fuck, man. My head was right. Everything was right. Like I felt good. Conditioning was good. I felt fine with it. But when I didn't realize when I grabbed my nose to do that, I was like, ooh, that
Oh,
bitch is
tenderoni.
temperature. Yep. So
Damn it, man.
yeah, so it was just
So how
kind
long
of.
is it gonna take for your nose to heal up now before you get in the ring
I,
again?
I told them, like I said, I've been fighting every 2 months, but I told them to take a few months off, make sure it's good and healed before I get in there again. So I'll probably do one, in what's that, June, probably September, October.
Okay.
So as well, I got to focus on this business, man. I got um, some good things going with athletics and kids training and sports teams and summer camps and stuff, and I need to really focus on that and kind of get things going with the nutrition side of stuff with these kids, with these adults, and really put all my focus in on that right now. But so I'm going to take a
Work.
few months off and really focus on that and get this business really going. So
All right. So we're coming up on an hour now. So um
it's been good.
you wanna plug in all your sponsors and where they can see you, all your handles for Instagram, Facebook, X,
Yeah, yeah, man.
your
So
OnlyFans, whatever you got
yeah,
going.
yeah, right, yeah. Um, Guys, yeah, just follow me on all social media. It's the Hatchet MMA. So if you follow me there, then everything's good. And just the Hatchet MMA. It's, like I said, on all socials. Also the Exam or the Exalted American. That's my business. But guys, I'm always giving deals, discounts, like sponsors across the country. I know lots of people. I got my hands in everywhere. So guys, I want to thank Water and Wellness. They take care of making sure I'm good and hydrated with high quality H2O.
High
And,
quality taste
yeah.
too.
And then my um, no excuse. Death or Glory Tattoo, Sign Guys, Mecca Mills. Man, they just they said there's a whole list of different people. Man, I thank BYB for allowing me to get in there with them
Yes,
and
sir.
continue to treat me like family. Thank you, man, for having me on here.
Not
And
a problem.
yeah, like I said, man, just the Hatchet MMA on all socials, man. So find it. Um, and then also the Exam or the Exalted American. Follow that business
I'll
once.
get your all your links for all your social media and some of the links that your major sponsors, and
Yeah.
I'll throw them up on our Facebook page, and that'll be it, man.
Yeah, even like Rockwell watches, man. They got the big ones, man. They're fucking nice, man. And
Well, see,
they're
now you're talking to my heart because I like
oh
me
yeah.
some big face watches.
Oh man, these like I got like a 55 millimeter watch. Right, man. That bitch is big old American flag, man. They set it right, man. I'll have to send
And
you
what's it called?
Rockwell watches. And then
Shit,
you
I'm about
get
to go right there. I'm gonna go right now.
it's Hatchet 20. You get 20% off on everything. So yeah,
Shit,
so I'll
I'm
send
about
you
to be
all my
putting
stuff, man.
Hatchet 20 in every damn thing I go to now.
Yeah. Yep, it's either Hatchet 10 or Hatchet 20, depending on which one, So yeah, you
I
get all the
bet.
discounts you can, man. So
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man.
yes, sir. Yep,
It
no,
was a good
thank you.
conversation.
Yeah, man, I can sit there for people like that for hours, man. So thanks,
Oh
man.
shit!
Appreciate it.
Sometimes, man, when me and my buddy started doing this podcast, shit, we would do 2 hours, 3 hours. We would just sit here, just bullshit, drink,
Yeah,
talk about exes, all kind of shit. So now we
damn.
try to keep it down to an hour, hour and a half, because like people get lost in the sauce. Like
Yeah,
a lot of people can't really watch it on Facebook because their attention span ain't that great, but
yep.
they listen to it on Spotify, while they're at work or whatever. And that's where most of our viewers are from, is from Spotify. But we do it
Nice.
on Facebook Live. We do it on Facebook Live, X, Kick, and all the other shit, just to kind of give people something to look at. But our main goal is Spotify because that's where the money's at.
Nice.
Shit,
Good
if
to
they can
know.
pay Joe Rogan 100 million, 200 million, they can throw a little bone my way.
Yeah, I heard that. Hell
I
yeah, man.
appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. No, appreciate you. God bless, man.
Yeah, you take it easy, bud.
Yes, sir. You too.
Yep. Peace. And that wraps up the Saucy Podcast. Y'all stay saucy, keep it funky, and we out this bitch.